Yeah, I think we can all lead better. I think, including myself. Obviously, we're not doing everything the right way, or this wouldn't be happening. I think if we were, this wouldn't be happening. So, I think that we need to have a heightened sense of just attention to detail. Too many bad plays in critical moments and critical situations, not getting any momentum. We're not complimenting each other on either side of the ball, especially today. We're just leaving a lot out there, and it's a pretty bad feeling coming to that locker room when you leave all that out there and you play like you do today and you play like we did offensively last week. And so, like I said, there's not much you can say to, ease that over. We got to go out and play better, and we got the right guys. I got confidence in that, but, get tired of hearing and saying that. So, we got confidence in our group, and we have to execute better, and that's all it is. Like, we got to make the throws. We got to make the catches. We got to block. We got to do the simple stuff that we're typically really good at and that we're just not doing really good right now. And that's just talking about offensively. So, and we're going to get there. I got no doubt about that. Got all the confidence, but obviously a lot of people probably don't want to hear that. So, obviously a bad day.
Trevor, one of the few positives was that you didn't get sacked today, but I also noticed that you were also having a lot of going back 3 steps and then throwing. Are you having to compensate in these first few games for what you probably you normally drop with a 5-step or a 7-step?
I think every week the game plan's different. Obviously, last week, especially passing situations, passing downs, we didn't do a great job, including myself, and just, getting the ball out and protecting and all those things. So I think, obviously, there's more of a sense of that going into this week, and I thought we had a good plan. Plan doesn't mean anything, though, if you don't go execute it, so it doesn't really matter how good your plan was if you don't make the plays, so it doesn't really matter. But I thought we had a good plan. I thought we did some things well. I thought we were in rhythm almost the whole day. Then we would just shoot ourselves in the foot repeatedly. Just couldn't get out of our own way. But I didn't ever feel like they were doing anything that we weren't prepared for. That I think we stayed in a rhythm. I don't know if we had any 3-and-outs today. I thought we were moving the ball consistently, and we would just make that play that you don't need to make. We did that 5 or 6 times. So.
Doug came in here and said, you guys can't get out of your own way, everybody. When it's a team made up of mostly the same guys from last year, why does that happen? Should you be beyond that, even though it's early in the season?
Yeah, I mean, you never want that to be the case. And it doesn't matter. I mean, I'll say this, it doesn't matter who you play, when you play, where you play. If you don't execute and you do stuff like that, you won't win a game. You won't beat anybody. And the way we played today, it's like we just can't expect to win playing that way. And there has to be some give. There has to be a sense of urgency. It's not okay to make the same mistakes that we've been making, to have the dumb penalties, to have the bad plays, to throw a pick, late in the game like I did, just to do stuff like that. It's not all right. We all have to look in the mirror, take accountability, take that and own it and move on. And that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. But, I mean, like you said, it's frustrating that this is a team that has played together a lot, has won a lot of big games, has played great down the stretch of last season. And to not click so far is definitely frustrating. And but we have the right guys. And there's the locker room is tight. We believe in one another. That's not going to change, and we're going to get through it. We're going to get over it, and just excited to get out of here, get to London, and go win those 2 games out there. So we got to move on.
Trevor, do you feel like it is the perfect time to do something like that, to have this reset, so to speak, to have 2 weeks away from home in London? Is that what the team needs right now, in your opinion?
I mean, I think if we use it the right way, it could be good for us. I don't think that we should need that to get the sense of urgency and to play better and to execute. I don't think that we should need that, but if that's what we need, then it's coming at the right time, and we're going to take advantage of it. So we'll see. I mean, I know we're going to respond the right way, but hopefully this will be good for us, and we'll respond.
Trevor, 2-part question. Number 1, have you found yourself having to become more vocal this season compared to the previous two in a leadership role? And then secondly, offensively, coming out of the locker room at halftime, you guys seem to be moving up and down the field a lot easier. What changed?
I think definitely, being more vocal, I think pressing the issue of just to be who we are. Like, let's not overthink this thing and make it harder than it is. Like, we got really good players who have been really good in their careers, whether it's here, other places, whether it was last year, whatever. We got great players that have proven that they can play and play well in this league. And for some reason right now, it's just not all clicking, and we gotta figure that out. And I think leading and just instilling confidence in those guys, but also, like I said, that sense of urgency of it's not all right, we're getting to the point where it's not okay. Like, I get it. And I'm gonna miss some throws, and you guys hold me accountable. There's gonna be plays that I want back. There's 3 or 4 today that I want back where I didn't do my job, and I expect the coaches to hold me accountable, and they will. And I'm gonna hold the wideouts, the tight ends, the running backs, O-line accountable as well for stuff that they're not doing the best in their job. So no one can get their feelings hurt, and we don't have guys that do, but we all have to have that accountability, and I think that's the biggest thing, and we all have to lead in that way of taking accountability for what we're doing. But yeah, in the second half, we got in a rhythm. I thought the tempo was good for us. We had them on their heels, did some good things, obviously. Scored real quick to kind of give us a shot, and then, like I said, just we weren't playing complimentary, and then, I ended up having the turnover later, and I think maybe the next series was 2 series later. So just, kind of get some momentum, and then it just kind of dissolved.
Trevor, one of the things that Evan said in the locker room afterwards was somebody asked him a question about, getting solace from what you guys did last year when you guys climbed out of that 3-7 hole. And Evan said, we can't hang on last year. We got to do better this year. So I'm sure you agree with that. But I mean, what is it that you think that you guys really need to do? Is it just a matter of just getting back to work and just grinding it out?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's, like I said, just making the play that's there, that we all know we can make, and that it's different positions every play that, are having these mishaps, and including myself. So it's just making the simple plays, doing your job, only focusing on that. Like, just focus on one play at a time and just execute it. And don't worry about the score. Don't worry about, winning the game in that moment. Just execute one play at a time and play the game one play at a time. You have to. You can't look ahead in this league. You can't. So I think, to Evan's point, last year's gone. Last year's done. It was a great season. It was a great ending, great run that we went on. But we want to accomplish more. That we feel like there's a lot more for us. And 2, this is a different team. This is a different season. It obviously hasn't started the way we wanted. And I think that's one thing is we can't expect the ball to just bounce our way every game. We can't put ourselves in 17-point holes and expect that we're just going to figure it out, because it's hard in this league, and you're not going to be able to do it every week. And of course, that we believe it. And halftime, we're in there 17-0, and we got no doubt we're going to go win this game. We're going to find a way, and we started off good, and then ended up obviously not playing well. But it's not feasible to do that every week, and we can't wait until our back's against the wall to make a play. We got to do it from the first play to the last, and we're not doing that, and we need to have more urgency every play and treat every play like it's the play that's going to change the game, because you never know which one it's going to be.
I was actually going to ask you just about that. When you go down 17 points in an NFL game, how difficult an obstacle is that to overcome, and how do you reset and forget the score and get in the right direction again?
I mean, obviously we didn't execute great today and didn't do necessarily a good job of it, but with this group, what we talking about, I guess pulling some of that confidence from last season is one thing that we don't lack. We don't lack belief, especially in circumstances like that where we're down by a few scores. We don't lack that at all. So there's not really a huge need for getting everyone to believe, because we all feel that. We know that we're never out of a game. But to my point is, I mean, you're just not going to be able to, every week you're not going to be able to go down 17 points and come back and win. You can't rely on that. And I think that we need to have more sense of urgency early in games. We got to play better offensively. We got the ball, I think, on the 50 on the first drive and get a first down, and then somehow end up not getting any points, and then giving them pretty good field position. So it's like stuff like that can't happen. That changes the game. That flips the momentum. And we got to start better. But yeah, I mean, I think that the belief is there, but it doesn't matter when you're not winning. This business is about, wins and losses, and obviously we're on the wrong side of it the last couple weeks.
Trevor, you got to work through a lot of good stuff, bad stuff with Evan and Christian and those guys last year. How do you do that right now with Calvin, with a day like today and some of the stuff from last week as well?
What was the beginning of that question? Work through what?
Well, you
Sorry.
worked through the good and the bad stuff,
Oh,
whether
gotcha.
it's, not everything was clicking, but
Yeah.
obviously right now you have to do that a little bit with Calvin.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, we got to be better together. We got to continue to work on that chemistry. And I mean, Calvin's a great player. He's proven it in this league. He's proven it this season at times too. And just continuing to trust him. I got all the faith in the world in him. He goes about his business the right way. He works hard every day. He comes to work with the right mindset. And we were talking in the locker room. I got all the faith in the world of him. I'm not worried about him not being able to bounce back any of that. He's going to be just fine, and we're going to continue to work that. And I got to be better for him too. There's certain looks where I got to give him a shot. There's certain plays. I missed a throw to him today. I got to get him going early too. So it's not just him. It's never just one guy. But yeah, I think if you talk to him too, like he expects a lot of himself. He's a guy that really expects a lot of himself, and I know he's doing everything to get back right. And I'm excited to see him continue to get better, and our chemistry to keep growing.
Thanks, Trevor.
Thanks.
Thanks, Trevor.